So it's 25 degrees today. For those of us who live in Europe, we know what that means. And she hasn't been out all day. I was a little bit concerned as to how she was, and so this morning I got a wheelie bin and I stood up and I pulled away the cushion stuffing from the doorway. A head came to the door, and very quickly she pulled all the stuffing back in and pushed it back up into the aperture. Very disgruntled with me. She hasn't been out all day, and so I can only assume that she's very tired. I don't know how many babies she would have had, but it could be up to 8. That's pretty tiresome, I would think, and she's got a lot of work to do. So I have varying foods for her, and I'm going to call her now. Let's put these foods up here, and I'm going to call her to see if she wants to come out. Does she want to come out? Does she want to come out? Prov? It must be pretty hot in there, girl. Not a squeak. Well, I mean, I can only assume that she knows exactly what she's doing. But, you know, that little house has 1/2 inch white foam lining all around it. And it's half full of white synthetic cushion filling. And I offered her as much as she wanted, and she took as much as she wanted. This was last winter, and what she's done, she's made herself like a little igloo. So she's got all this stuff all around the outside, and she goes inside and curls up in a little ball. Can you imagine how hot that is? Now, in the wintertime, that would have served her very well. But I can't help thinking she must be roasting, particularly if she's got bare young bodies now that are suckling on her. But fortunately, she gets a lot of cover from the sun, and there is only kind of like an hour or two early morning sun which shines directly on the front of her house, and then it goes over the top there, so there's about an hour there shining directly on top, but the rest is in the shade, and so she must be doing alright. So I don't know whether she's going to come out, but if she does, then I've got her some melon peel, I've got some cucumber, some nuts, a bit of a Brazil nut, and some raisins and things like that. I haven't seen any other squirrels around today. Even this morning there wasn't the usual gentle little soul, and so they're not feeling like they need the protein and the fat. They're out there eating the seeds and shoots, as they always do. So she isn't coming out. I can't even see her fidgeting. Usually when she's in there, I'll see the bedding moving, because she's always scratching. Squirrels are always scratching. They don't have fleas, to my knowledge, but they're just like a scratch. And but I'm pretty certain now that she's with child, and well, very quickly they'll outgrow that little home. And so within a few days, when she's out and about and she's back feeding again, I'm going to take the opportunity to... Oh, here she is. Hey, hello. What are you doing? What are you doing? Come on then. You hungry? Hey, you look smaller now and skinnier. What's happened? Oh, there she is. Well, come on then. Look what Daddy's got here. Daddy's got all these things for you. What you got? What do you want? Hey, Brazil nut. Yeah. That's right. Have you got any titties? I can see you got little titties, but usually they're more swollen when they've been fed on. So you alright? I think you're alright. Yeah. Well, it's good to see you again. I've been worried about you. I have. So I've got lots of stuff here. Like this cucumber. A cucumber. I know you love your nuts, but you might be thirsty, right? She's never eaten really any fruit. She's only just in recent times started eating raisins. She just loves her nuts. What about this one, baby? Hey, no? Okay, well, there's other stuff there. There you go. Almond. Huh. Not burying time, is it? Why don't you put it in your house? Hey? Well, there's the thing. She looks fine, doesn't she? You know, this is all very new to me, and so I can't really discern what one action is over and above the other. I'm just guessing my way through this. But, you know, the biggest thing of concern is that she plugs up the door. I would have thought she would want a little bit of cool, fresh air to blow in. And so now she's took that nut to go and bury, when 2 days ago she took half a dozen or 8 nuts. Here she is. Here's my baby. Here she is. What are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? You look thinner. You look thinner, you know. I love it how she comes and looks at me. It's kind of like, when you know the look, it's kind of like, well, have you got something then? And I'm like, yeah, it's over there, isn't it? You know where it is. But she likes to be given. And often, I'll put one of these nuts like this. And she'll come and just very gently, she'll take it. But the other day, I was here and I'm talking to her on the fence here, and she went to put her claws on my glasses, and one of the little razor sharp claws drew blood on my nose, and so they are immensely sharp, and you know, That's why I always wear my glasses. I push my glasses right up when I'm ever going near any of the squirrels, because there has been a couple of occasions when they've launched at me and drew blood. This one particular very aggressive male he was. He hasn't been around for a long time, but I was standing here and I was offering him a nut. He knocked it out of my hand and then he jumped onto my chest and then he jumped back straight up again. And he was just standing there facing me off like this, and I'm like, you've got some balls, mate. And so I just banged up on the hair and he bolts up in the bush. 2 seconds later he's back down again and he's looking at me, and I'm like, do you want to go? Do you want to fucking go, mate? So I banged it under there again. He went back up again. 2 seconds later he's back there again, and I'm like, wow, I respect your balls, seriously. And so, well, I've got one here for her. She's not interested in that stuff. Now, whenever you read about what squirrels eat, it's always like, oh, they'll eat all vegetables. But I'll put out raw carrots on the garden, and it'll take quite a while, you know, usually a week before they're all gone. It's kind of like they're really reluctant. Here she is. Here's my baby. Busy burying. Busy burying. Well, I'm very happy that she came out to see me, and she's feeding. And she seems bright, and she seems perfectly normal. And so that's really cool. Can you imagine if there's like 6 or 8 of these little guys? Now, the thing is, I'm desirous to transfer them from that house into the new house that I've got, because the new house I'm going to leave the big lid slidable, so I can see how they're getting on every day, and I can start to get them acquainted with my scent, and I want to start holding them and touching them so they grow up like she has. I don't want them, you know, to be afraid of me. If she's, I mean, it is said that squirrel mothers are very protective of their young. The male parent doesn't do anything in relation to the upbringing. He just takes part in the actual act of procreation, and then he's gone. So it's the female that deals with them entirely. Can you imagine if they have 6 or 8, how exhausted they're going to be, because their energy is being drained, and then they've got to go out and, like, you know, feed themselves and then come back and tend again, and then for about a month or 6 weeks the little ones follow them around while mother is showing them what to eat and where to eat it from. But I want to ensure that they all have the opportunity to be acquainted with me if she's not too protective. I don't think she would be, because, well, she was brought up by me, you know. I think from only, let's say, 2 weeks of her eyes opening. Here she is again. She knows I'm talking about her. You know I'm talking about you, eh, sweetheart? You know I'm talking about you, hey? What you got now? An almond. Oh, she got an almond and a monkey nut. Well, that's very positive. I'm very happy about that. So yes, I'm gonna put the new house hanging down the side. I don't want to be banging any more brackets onto the tree. I don't think that's necessary, but I'm just going to whack a 4-inch nail into the tree, and some sturdy steel wire around the wine box, just to have it hanging there. It'll have a little bit of movement in the wind, but they're used to that because they're used to having drays right up in the tree, and they're going to be blowing like this on a windy day, so you know, no problems there. Okay, so I'm going to wait for her to come back again, because I just love to see her. And I'll just spend a little bit of time with her, as much as I can, between her running off. I think what she might do is, I've got a pocket full of sunflower seeds, and unless I break the nuts up into very small pieces, she won't sit in my hand and eat them. She'll just take them and want to eat them in her favourite place on the fence, or she'll go and bury them. So I'm going to see if I can get her to eat them from her hand. And so I'll wait a little bit longer, keeping the camera going, and when she comes back, I'll offer her the opportunity to see if she wants to come and sit in my hand. That gives me an opportunity to, you know, get a bit animalistic with her. And she's never bothered about, you know, me sniffing her like a dog. She's always been perfectly comfortable with that. In actual fact, she just turns her back on me. She gets pissed off with me. She just turns her back on me. I'm talking to her. I'm giving her all that. She just stick her arse in my face. Right. Come on then. Where are you? So what a beautiful environment. All these lovely trees around, and this beautiful garden over there. And then you see, there is the church just over here. So we can see over here, and that's where they love to go and forage around in all the lovely grass there. Here she is. Hey, Prof, sweetest, want some of these? Or is it berrying time? Hey? Well, I'll leave those there for her. She's highly intent on berrying. But she does look a little bit smaller. So, you know, I think she could have had 4 little babies about that big. They're only about that big, you know, half as big as a thumb. Tiny little things they are. So, you know, bulk-wise, they wouldn't make that much difference. It wouldn't be that noticeable. And of course, if they're going to be leaping around from branch to branch, they can't be lugging around, you know, great big bellies. Now then, what's you all in the frenzy about, hey? What's she doing? What's she doing? Anyway, okay, you've seen her, and I guess this video has been long enough. Catch you later for an update.